Mount Zion AME Zion Church presents A Moment with the Pastor, featuring Reverend Dr. Claude A. Shuford.
Blessings and greetings to you, and welcome to the Mount Zion AME Zion Church in Montgomery, Alabama. I'm Claude A. Shuford, senior pastor for the past 35 years, and I'm thrilled that you would take a moment to hear me talk about the many things we've done, especially for the past 30 years. I want to give you a recap. We are serving the present age. That's always been our MO, and we have been doing that now for 35 and a half years. Let me give you some of the ministries that we birthed and that we have continued and expanded over the past 35 years. One of them, over 30 years, one of them, of course, is the radio ministry of Mount Zion, which began back in 1989, if you can believe that, when I was pre-recording a 30-minute Sunday school spot. Well, we've expanded that. Every week now we share the gospel for 3.5 hours. 2 hours on Sunday, 1 hour on Wednesday, and 30 minutes on Friday. Then we have shared for the past 30 years our food bank ministry, over 30 years. We began that in 1989, and we have distributed over 1 million pounds of food since that time. Twice a month now, we are distributing thousands of pounds of food for anybody that's in need of food. Well, our scholarship ministry began over 30 years ago, and we have awarded over $130,000 of scholarships to our Mount Zion high school and college students. We believe in education, and thus we are continuing to help our students go forward to higher education. Well, we haven't had a scouting ministry over 30 years, but we have had one for the past 21 years. And you know what that means? We've been making Eagle Scouts. And so the late Mr. Kenneth Earl Jones and his wife, Jean Walton Jones, we've made 15 Eagle Scouts in the last 21 years. Yes, there is not another African-American church in the city of Montgomery that shares that particular ministry in the fullness thereof. Well, what else have we been doing? We've been reaching the world. Talk about outreach and missions. We have been reaching the world for the past 157 years. Long before I was assigned a pastor, Mount Zion was doing ministry in Africa, in South America, in India, in the islands of Jamaica and the Virgin Islands, and Trinidad, Tobago, and other places, Bahamas, and no, not the resort areas, the poverty-stricken areas, because we have remembered Jesus commanded us to minister to the least of these. And so now our ministry has expanded to over 30 countries around the globe. We are especially sending missions help to Rwanda, Uganda, North Kivu and South Kivu, and Burundi. And we're excited about that, led by our own Bishop George D. Crenshaw. Well, what else have we been doing? We've been affirming the call of preachers, people being called into the gospel ministry to preach, women and men. Over 44 persons now who have been summoned by an almighty God to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. Some have gone on to receive Master of Divinity degrees, Master of Theological degrees, but principally to affirm lay people who believe, male and female, that they are called to preach this gospel. That's exciting. Well, our most recent venture has been the Facebook luncheon, and COVID-19 did that for us in a dynamic way. And so just as we broadcast 5 times a week, live radio, we're broadcasting live on Facebook for all of those services on Sundays, for Sunday school, for morning worship, 2 studies on Wednesdays at 10 and 6 o'clock, and on Friday mornings for the Bachelor study at 10 a.m. That's a short summation. I don't have time to go into we minister to children in children's ministry and youth ministry, evangelism ministry, which included knocking on doors and getting people saved in the streets and off the streets and all kinds of other mission activities. We believe in what the Lord has commanded us to do, to minister the gospel of Jesus Christ for the sole purpose of people being saved and nurtured in the kingdom of our God and our Christ. I want to invite you to share with us here at Mount Zion, because we are still about our Father's business. Come on and join us every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock for Sunday school, every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. for morning worship. Our studies are recorded or live on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. and at 6 p.m. And our pastor study is 10 a.m. on Friday mornings. Listen, but we do have a mid-morning study that's open to the public. It's live in our Zion Center every Wednesday morning at 10:45. You're invited. We want you. The Lord loves you, and we'll love you too. Just come on and join us. Thank you, Claude Shuford and the Mount Zion AME Zion Church, Montgomery, Alabama.